Another video. I do appreciate that, and as always, I appreciate you. So, unfortunately, I got to make another update to the Thomas fire. Honestly, I don't like having to keep every day making an update because I really would hope that they can get this fire under control soon. So many people have been devastated due to all the destruction caused by this fire. Now, thankfully, not too much loss of life has been reported. But we're going to get into that here in just a second, as a firefighter unfortunately has also lost their life during their fight with this wildfire, as well as as I've been talking about in my other videos, that 70-year-old lady who passed away in a car crash trying to flee the fires. But my thoughts and prayers go out to that firefighter and that woman as well, and their families, and and everyone has lost houses and cars and possibly pets. And I know horses have also have lost their lives as well. So people just possessions can be replaced, life cannot be. So at the same time, as tragic as this is, I think it's hard to kind of be thankful, but you have to be thankful that that you still have your life. But other than that, let's get into this real quick. It says Thomas fire rages amid the longest red flag warning on record. Let's get down here. This is Jenna Math, when left, is confronted by Debbie Mormon and Santa Paula officers and firefighters as the motorcade passes on Highway 126. It says Santa Paula Police Chief Stephen McLean Wright joined city officials, police, and firefighters as the motorcade passes. So I'm wondering if this is, yes, this is the motorcade for the fallen firefighter. Okay, let's see if I can find his. Let's get down here and find his name. But here's some of the pictures of that motorcade that they had for the said fallen firefighter, and I'll get you his name in just a second. It says, as the crews battling the deadly Thomas fire girded for a difficult weekend of firefighting, Los Angeles and Ventura counties ended their 12th consecutive day of red flag fire warnings on Friday. It says the longest sustained period of fire weather warnings on record. It says we put out plenty of red flag warnings, but we haven't seen them out 12 days in a row. That's unusual, said National Weather Service meteorologist Curt Kaplan. It says this has been the longest duration event that we have had a red flag warning out without any breaks. So you can see here the Thomas fire as of 8:30 a.m. December 15th. The mandatory evacuation areas and the voluntary evacuation areas there. Now it says the current warning is expected to last till 10 a.m. Friday, so that's already passed. But it says when winds are predicted to die down quite a bit, Kaplan said. It says red flag warnings were instituted by the Weather Service in 2004 and are intended to alert fire agencies to hot, dry, and windy conditions that foster wildfires. Now it says winds blowing through Southern California continue to be temperamental, posing challenges for firefighters battling the Thomas fire, which claimed the life of apparatus engineer Corey Iverson, 32, on Thursday. So that was the firefighter that unfortunately lost his life. Again, my thoughts and prayers go out to his family. Now it says 10 days after the fire began near Thomas Aquinas College, the wildfires have scorched more than 252,000 acres. And now it is the fourth largest fire since the state began keeping formal records in 1932. Now it says the fire, which straddles the border of Santa Barbara and Ventura counties, is so large that its eastern and western fronts are influenced by entirely different wind patterns and terrain. It says in many ways it's as if firefighters are battling two separate fires some 40 miles apart. It says on the eastern flank of the fire, where there is a strong northeast wind, there are wind speeds of about 25 to 35 miles per hour. However, winds in the Ventura area are expected to die down by late Friday morning, which should help the firefighters. So if this article doesn't happen to mention it, I just want you to know that the fire is right now still only 35% contained. So they still have a lot of work to do, unfortunately, with this fire. It says the fire grew roughly 3,000 acres overnight, fire officials said Friday. Roughly two-thirds of that growth was north of Ojai in the Rose Valley, east of Highway 33, where flames are feeding on chaparral and dead vegetation, said Jude Olivius, a spokesman for the Thomas Fire. From the Newport Beach Fire Department. It says the rest of the fire spread was either north, deeper into Los Padres National Forest, or to the west, where it's crawling along canyons near the wealthy enclaves in Summerlin, Montecito, and Santa Barbara. It says winds are expected to pick up over Montecito by late Friday, with the possibility of 15 to 25 mile an hour winds, with some local gusts of maybe 35 to 40 mile per hour. It says that could affect the fire. Kaplan said if that happens, that could cause some fire spread. So see, even though they got some relief earlier today, these winds are supposed to pick right back up. Like it's just such a tragic situation. Like, you know, you have to think, when is this going to end? Because if they don't get cooperation from the weather and the winds, I mean, this thing could keep growing and growing and growing, unfortunately. Now, it says winds are going to shift back to Santa Ana direction by Saturday night into Sunday, and they are expected to get fairly strong by Sunday morning. See, I mean, this thing this is just it's insane, you know. But it goes on to say that Los Angeles County and Ventura County mountains could see sustained winds from 20 to 40 mile an hour on Sunday, with gusts up to 55 mile an hour. It says there could be some isolated gusts of 60 mile an hour as well. It says it's looking pretty strong, Kaplan said. Authorities worry that these wind gusts will push the fire south towards billions of dollars worth of property. Because of this, crews from the California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection have been working alongside firefighters from 10 other western states to scrape containment lines. I lost my place, sorry. That would serve as a fire break before winds shift Friday night. Now, it says streaks of red fire retardant dropped by aircraft or sprayed by tanker trucks line in the hillsides as well. It says firefighters also conducted their own small controlled burns that destroyed fuel for the wildfire crews ignite backfires using either a flaming fuel-filled drip torch or a stubby pistol that launches flames 20 to 40 feet into the brush. Now, it says water tankers and firefighters continually monitor these fires and douse them if they grow too large. It ends up by saying here, it says even with the forecasters say the winds will blow south, swirling gusts at lower elevations could drive the blaze in other directions. Olivia said it says the lack of uniformity to the winds in the forecast north of Santa Barbara is what makes fighting a fire there so difficult. Now, it then finishes up by saying that the Thomas Fire has destroyed more than 900 structures in Ventura and Santa Barbara counties since it began December 4th in Santa Paula. In its first day, the fire spread southwest toward Ventura and northwest, eventually hugging Ojai before pushing to the Santa Barbara coast. So, unfortunately, this is going to be a much longer battle. It's just insane to me. I mean, this thing, they're just not getting any cooperation from the weather, and especially the winds. It's just still dry conditions, windy conditions, and even though those winds died down earlier today, they're supposed to pick right back up. So as further updates come out, I'll get those out to you guys. But this is such a tragic event. Already the fourth largest wildfire on record, since they've been keeping records since 1932. And this thing, it seems like it may grow even larger, unfortunately. So, like I said, as updates come in, I'll get those out to you guys. But thanks for watching these videos and supporting the channel. I can't thank you guys enough for that, because we're growing every single day because of you. Be sure to share, like, subscribe, and comment down below. Hope you guys have a great day. Peace.